Hey, it is another brand new week, and welcome to another brand new episode of our weekly devotion with yours truly. She was divorced, jobless, and a single mother of an infant. She then went and subsequently she suffered many severe bouts of depression. And she tried to make ends meet by writing novels and books, and she tried to get major publication to publish her books, but all of them, more than 12 of them that she went, all rejected her. However, she persevered. And a small publishing house accepted to publish the book, and only wanted to publish just 1,000 copies because they were like, okay, I pity you. I just want to help you, and they just printed 1,000 copies of her first book. You know what happened? Well, in 2013, actually, the book was sold more than 500 million copies worldwide and had been translated into 73 languages. And not to mention, the book was adapted to a movie series, making it a franchise of $1 billion business. We're talking about J.K. Rowling, the one who wrote the series on Harry Potter. And she said this, I like to quote this: "It is impossible to live without failing. It's something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you have failed by default." The biggest lesson one can learn from J.K. Rowling is to keep trying, believing, acting on your dream. Whether it is to become a successful entrepreneur or to publish a book, failing is inevitable. I make many mistakes. I fail many times, but it's not always bad. In fact, the best lesson comes from failing. It can help drive the lessons home in a way that it cannot be replicated by just reading a textbook or listening to a lecture. Capturing what you have learned and acted on new knowledge is failing smart. So I want to talk about how to fail smart. 4 ways to fail smart. Well, if you fail at something, if you make a mistake that I did many times, the first thing you need to do is to accept your failing, to accept your mistakes. All right, take ownership of it, take responsibility for it. So instead of denying and moping about your failing, acceptance can immediately change the bad experience into valuable lessons that will help shape what you do in the future. So, number 2, be optimistic. Stay positive. No matter what happen to you, stay positive. See, one British study of 576 serial entrepreneurs found that optimistic people were much more likely to expect success than others who gave up after the first failure. That sense of optimism is what keeps people from thinking that failure is a permanent condition. Failing is never a permanent condition unless we made it out to be. And number 3, don't give up. Never give up. While it is okay to fail, it is not okay to give up. Pushing forward and not giving up is quite possibly one of the best ways to recover from failure. If you want to recover from failure, if you feel that you failed at something, then don't give up. That's because this is one of the best ways to recover from it. You're still in the game unless you throw in the towel. Unless you say, I gave up, then you're out of the game. Right? So never give up. Number 4, how to fail smart. Don't personify your failing. You failed at something, but you're not a failure. Failure is a person. Failing is an event. So never call yourself a failure. Never call yourself a mistake. Just because you make some mistake, I am a mistake. Just because I failed at something, I am a failure. No, failing is often a localized problem. Don't globalize it to make it like the rest of your life. You will never amount to anything else. So people who are able to rebound from a failure are more likely to blame it on something that they did rather than who they are. And don't ever call yourself a failure. That's how we fail smart. Although failing does symbolize pain, it separates the weak from the strong. It's the strong who rise up every time they fall. Proverbs chapter 24, verse 16 says, "For the righteous falls 7 times and rises again. Woo-hoo. But the wicked stumble in times of calamity." Let me read that again. "For the righteous falls 7 times and rises again." I'm calling you righteous. I'm not calling you failures. All right. You are the righteous one. Get up, learn from it, be positive, don't give up, and move on. Michael Jordan said this: "I missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shots and miss. I failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed." Wow, what a quote. All right, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Have a great week ahead. Blessings to all.